Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Maria, and as being said, I'm a co-founder and the co-owner of the Lietsu boutique Aparthotel, which is located in eastern Finland, in the city of Joensuu, not far actually from Aksut Ammat and Minna's place, Pihlajapuu. I will first briefly tell a little bit about the hotel itself and our business. And then I was asked to present the Karelian hospitality, and I would add that we will discuss its emotional value and what kind of role it has in our sales. But first, about the hotel itself. We opened Lietsu Hotel in December 2019, which wasn't very good time for opening a new hotel and a new business. But let's say that past years have been, well, terrible, basically. But now the hotel is still here. We've survived, and so we have so much to look forward for the future. Yeah, as I said, it's located in the city of Joensuu. There's a river right next to us, and half of the rooms have also a great view to the river. We have altogether 31 rooms. They all have a small kitchen as well, and so part of our responsibility is also to try to find guests that want to stay longer time in Joensuu in one place. So it's wise when it comes to resources, any ecological points of view about the stay as well. So it makes more sense in every way. The building is a former post office, so we have a little bit history here as well. We have all the like kind of basic hotel services, as some would say, but they all have a very local type of nature. Like a breakfast buffet is based on Karelian local food, food traditions, and we also serve dinner and snacks directly to rooms and so on. There's a meeting room, a small one, a sauna with a very nice view as well. Yeah, I brought here the tailor-made services. So the baseline is that whatever our guest asks, it doesn't matter if they are traveling for work, if they're traveling for leisure, or if it's a group. If they have a question or they want to arrange something, we always help them. So it's very unique and personal service that we want to give to our guests. Some pictures from the hotel, but here are also our values presented. So actually later on I will have some more detailed information about them as well, but hospitality and locality are one of our main core values, and we're already in the beginning as part of the like the business idea. And actually, after recognizing those and dealing with those, we came across with responsibility. Responsibility was in the beginning in our bones, so to say. So we thought that we are doing everything in a most responsible way as possible. And for us, the cultural, the social, the ecological points of view were all considered. But someone actually had to tell us that, okay, there is something that you just have to say that you're responsible. It's not enough that you just say the facts and you say the things that you're doing. But the hospitality and locality were the main points in the beginning. Well, Karelian people are in general considered very open, very like joyful, very talkative. They tell you more than you actually ask. And that is something we wanted to make our guests feel, that they are always welcome, they are able to participate. They are always possible. It's possible for them to kind of co-create things with us at the hotel, and feel the hospitality and the personal service. Of course, locality based on all our businesses that we cooperate are based here in Joensuu or North Karelia. Every time it's just possible. With I said, serve local food. It's like we want to give the guest a feel of local culture, the history, and also appreciation towards the nature here. It's not just about the walls. We have all the rooms are different. They all have their own themes about the culture, history, and nature. But it's all about the personnel, about the staff, how they interact and communicate with our guests. So it's really about the personal touch. Our interests in the beginning were that we wanted to, as I said, to bring out the local specialities, the hospitality, give a kind of human-sized experiences about the locality and the hospitality while you're traveling. And at the same time, also increase the appreciation of Karelian culture and history, as well as nature and climate. And more it has become meaningful to create the empathy between people, and also to increase the understanding of diversity, and to support the local economy. I think maybe in other parts than in Lapland, in Finland, the sense of community is not that well known. But this is something that we have wanted to create here locally as well, so that even though we're like a small company, we want to make a bigger effect, is the correct word, by combining our resources with other companies' resources, and make the change in a responsible way. I just wanted to see that time. We made a couple of decisions how we're going to do this. We wanted to stay true to our own values and resources. Small company, you do what you can. So that was the baseline. But we wanted to work with other local companies, producers, the ones that we actually know and trust. And it's just as Minna said, that you have to know your cooperative partners, to know that they are also, you can trust them, you know how they work. It's really important, because there's always some kind of an promise you give to your guests if you direct them to another like a business. You want them to be served as well as you would do it yourself, of course. We don't do anything just because it has always been done that way. So that was maybe a slogan in the beginning as well. For a hotel, I think there are some like baselines how things have always been done, and we wanted to questionalize all of those. And some things we're doing like it has all been done that way before, but it's because it works, and some things we have completely changed. Those were our ideas and thoughts also in the beginning. And then it was funny, we worked very closely with the local universities and schools, and there has been many theses made together with our company. There was a thesis about a communication and marketing plan for a Russian segment, for a Russian market. And two students, they came across in 2020 with this 360-degree new luxury framework. which was published 2018, and it actually gave kind of a theory for our practical way of thinking, and that was a kind of a relief for me that, okay, it's not just us that who have been thinking this emotional value and how to create it throughout the customer journey in a maybe different way than it has been thought before. Yeah, this theory kind of gave me personally a structure for our business idea as well. So I'm not going to go more into detail to that. You will have the presentation with you later, so maybe you want to Google that as well and read. I highly recommend it. But it kind of gave the tools for us how to reach emotionally our guests. When talking about creating the feel of these emotions and emotional value of Karelian hospitality, there are certain aspects that you have to consider. It's not just the service, as it is at certain points. It's always the work, a lot of work you have to do before that. And we have here, I have gathered some of our strategic tools for responsible business. And it all starts from the beginning, that when we have the sustainability and responsibility as part of our company strategy and the communication strategy as well. But there are meaningful tools like, yeah, certificates and different kind of systems for evaluating your business, your practices, your processes, and after those processes, you're able to have like pure facts, how you're doing, what you can do better. And when you have those facts with you, like for example the carbon footprint, you can prove yourself, and you can kind of create a feeling in a more efficient way, I think. So it's not just greenwashing, or it's not just wording that we would like to do something, or this is how we want to make the service. But when you have the facts, you have the processes done, you have numbers, it's easier to show and also sell. So how to sell emotional value? I wanted to combine these weird words. What I would consider most important is that first of all, you have to feel it yourself. If you want to make your guest or your customer feel something, you have to feel it yourself, or you can't sell it. You just have to breathe it. Not everyone is probably our guest or our potential customer. Not everyone is a match. We have to be realistic. Usually when we have a guest to entering our hotel, it's easy to see if they're here for the first time. If they're here for the first time, they may look a little bit surprised when they enter our reception, which is like a lounge with old desk and so on. So then if they look surprised, you know that, okay, they're here for the first time. They probably didn't even know what to expect. And it's kind of a challenge. It's an interesting challenge to see if you can win the guest to your side. And sometimes it's a happy result that next day you can say that, okay, they are having their woolen socks on, and when they just walk into the lounge again to have coffee, and they are relaxed and they are very talkative, and they are feeling what we want them to feel. But very rarely there's someone who just doesn't get it. But when they do, it's part of the personal service. It's possible to share stories, to tell about the history, tell about the responsible ways of acting and everything. So I would say 99% is our guest nowadays when they enter the hotel. You have to be honest with your communications. Yeah, I talked about the participation of your guests and your colleagues and cooperative partners. So it's also about co-creation. There's one example I want to share quickly. We just got one email last week from a company saying that, okay, we would like to have the company prices and we would have our first like employee coming to you next week to test the hotel to see if it's for them. So our response, or my response, was that when the employee comes here to stay, we of course want to also get the feedback, discuss the stay, to see how it would, what they are looking for, what they would need, and so kind of build the experience together. So I'm still looking forward to that. Hopefully I have some great news to tell later on. Yeah, we always leave something behind, so we don't tell everything beforehand. We kind of want to leave room to surprises. And when you have all the processes ready, you have the facts, you are having the certain voice in your communications and sales, eventually you can see that others are actually doing your work. So at the moment, we're happy to have other companies sharing their experiences of their stays in our hotel. And they are always bringing this bringing up the locality, the hospitality in the service as we wanted to in the beginning. So find people do it for you because it's more convincing anyway. And bottom line is that we just have to keep our promises. If we say that we're going to do something, we just keep it that way. Okay, so thank you. If you have any questions, I'm available. There's also, as you can see, Helena is my co-owner of the hotel, also being online. So we're both here to answer your questions, or happy to hear some comments.